Can you imagine coming home at 10 p.m. after a 14-hour shift, and there's a tow truck on driveway, hooking up to my truck, my brand new F-250 that I bought 3 months ago, and standing next to it, arms crossed, smiling like she just won the lottery, is the HOA president. Next to her are two guys in uniforms, dark navy, badges on their belts, the kind of setup that's supposed to look official. Except I know what real law enforcement looks like. And this isn't it. I pull up, kill the engine, step out. What's going on here? The HOA president, her name's Linda, puffs out her chest like she's about to deliver a speech. We're seizing this vehicle for repeated violations of community standards. These officers are here to ensure the process goes smoothly. One of the fake cops steps forward, tall, lanky, can't be older than 22. He's got a cheap utility belt that looks like it came from a costume store and a badge that's so obviously plastic it's catching the streetlight wrong. "Sir, we're with the County Enforcement Division," he says, trying to sound authoritative. "We have a court order to remove this vehicle." I almost laugh. County Enforcement Division doesn't exist. And that uniform, I've seen better at Halloween spirit stores. "Let me see the court order," I say. He fumbles in his pocket, pulls out a piece of paper, hands it to me. I unfold it under the streetlight. It's a photocopy of a photocopy. My name's spelled wrong. The formatting's a mess. There's not even a case number. It's the worst fake document I've ever seen. And Linda's standing there, still smiling, like she actually thinks this is going to work. I look at her, then at the two fake cops, and I pull out my badge. "Federal Bureau of Investigation," I say. "You're all under arrest." Let me back up. 6 months ago, I moved into what I thought was a quiet neighborhood. Nice houses, tree-lined streets, the kind of place where people wave when you drive by. I'm a federal agent, part of an FBI task force. My job requires me to be on call 24/7, which means I get a take-home vehicle. It's a government-issued pickup truck, unmarked, fully equipped for surveillance and tactical operations. But if you don't know what you're looking at, it just looks like a regular truck. Nice, but regular. The problem started within a week. Linda knocked on my door holding a clipboard. "No hello. No welcome to the neighborhood. Your vehicle is in violation of HOA guidelines," she said. I blinked. "I'm sorry. Section 12, subsection C. No commercial vehicles permitted in driveways or streets." It's not a commercial vehicle. It's a government vehicle. Federal law enforcement. She looked at me like I just told her the earth was flat. "It doesn't have government plates," she said. "It's unmarked. That's the point." "Rules are rules," she replied, and she turned around and walked away. I got my first violation notice 2 days later. $50 fine. Then another one the next week. My grass was a 1/4 inch too high. Then another. My welcome mat wasn't an approved color. I paid the fines. Kept my head down. Figured it was easier than fighting. Big mistake. Linda wasn't satisfied with fines. She wanted me gone. And when I made the even bigger mistake of buying my own personal truck, a brand new F-250, fully loaded, my dream vehicle, and parking it next to my government truck, that's when she declared war. The morning after I parked my F-250 in the driveway, I found a violation notice taped to my front door. 2 commercial vehicles in violation of community standards. I read it 3 times. My personal truck was registered under my name. Personal use. Not commercial. Not even close. And my government vehicle had a federal exemption letter I'd already provided to the HOA board twice. I went to the next HOA meeting. Brought my vehicle registrations. The city ordinance defining commercial vehicles. My federal exemption letter with the official seal. I laid it all out on the table in front of the entire board. This is my personal truck, registered for personal use. This is my government vehicle, federally exempt. There's no violation. The board members looked uncomfortable. A couple of them nodded. Linda sat at the head of the table with her arms crossed, silent. They voted. 4-1. Violation dismissed. I thought I'd won. I was wrong. 2 weeks later, I came home to find a notice stapled to my mailbox. Final warning. Remove commercial vehicles or face seizure and impound. Seizure. I called my neighbor, retired Army colonel. Guy who'd lived on the street for 20 years. She's losing it, he told me. She's been talking to people, asking about your work schedule, when you're home, when you're not. My stomach dropped. What's she planning? I don't know, but she's up to something. I installed a security camera that night, pointed it at my driveway, and 3 days later, I came home late from a shift, turned onto my street, and saw the tow truck, the fake cops, and Linda, standing there with that smile on her face. She thought she'd finally beaten me. She had no idea what was about to happen. I'm standing in my driveway holding the fake court order, and the two guys in costumes are starting to realize something's wrong. The lanky one's smile is gone. The other one, older, maybe 30, trying to look tough, is shifting his weight like he wants to back up, but doesn't know how. Linda's still smiling, but it's tighter now. You can't interfere with a legal seizure, she says. I reach into my jacket, slowly, deliberately, and I pull out my credentials. FBI badge. Gold. Real. I hold it up under the street light, so everyone can see it clearly. Special Agent Cameron Hayes. Federal Bureau of Investigation Task Force. My voice is calm, flat. You are currently interfering with a federal officer. You are attempting to illegally seize property. And you too. I look at the fake cops, are impersonating law enforcement officers. That's a felony. The change is instant. The lanky kid goes white, actually stumbles back a step. The older one freezes, hands up like I just pulled a gun. The tow truck driver, who's been watching this whole thing from his cab, immediately starts unhooking my truck. I hear the chains rattling. He wants nothing to do with this anymore. And Linda, her face drains of color. The smile's gone. Completely. I didn't. They told me they were real. She stammers. Save it. I pull out my phone. Dial dispatch. This is Agent Hayes. Badge number 7-4-3-9. I need local PD and a supervisor to my location immediately. I have 2 individuals impersonating law enforcement officers and 1 individual attempting to file a false seizure. I read off my address. Stay on the line. Look at the 2 fake cops. Don't move. They don't. Within 3 minutes, I hear the sirens. 3 patrol cars roll up, lights flashing, painting the whole street red and blue. Neighbors are coming out of their houses now, standing on porches, watching. The first officer out is Sergeant Davis. I've worked with him before on a joint task force operation. He sees me and his eyebrows go up. Hayes, wat wil u goed? I point to the 2 fake cops, then to Linda. Those 2 are impersonating law enforcement. She hired them to intimidate me and seize my vehicle using a forged court document. Davis looks at the fake cops, then at their uniforms, then at their badges. His expression says it all. You too. Hands behind your back. Now, the lanky one starts crying. Actually crying. We didn't know. She paid us. She said it was legal. Save it for booking, Davis says. 2 officers cuff them, read them their rights, walk them to separate patrol cars. Davis turns to Linda. Ma'am, you understand you're looking at conspiracy charges here. Filing a false report. Fraud. And depending on how deep this goes, we might be adding more. Linda's shaking now. Her voice cracks. He was violating the rules. He wouldn't listen. Those aren't rules that give you authority to do this, Davis says. You hired fake cops. You forged documents. You tried to steal a federal agent's property. He looks at me. You want to press charges? All of them, I say. Davis nods. Turns back to Linda. Ma'am, you're under arrest. She starts sobbing as they cuff her. Mascara running. The neighbors are still watching, recording on their phones. The tow truck driver gives a statement. He was just hired for a job, had no idea about the scam, and leaves. And I stand there in my driveway, both my trucks still parked exactly where they should be. Finally quiet. The criminal case moved fast. The 2 fake cops confessed immediately. Turned out they worked for a sketchy private security company Linda had found online. She'd paid them $500 each to dress up and look official. The company lost its license within a week. The owner faced charges too. Linda tried to fight it, Hired a lawyer who argued she was just enforcing community standards. Judge didn't buy it. Conspiracy. Filing false documents. Attempted theft. Harassment. She pled out. 18 months probation. Community service. And a permanent restraining order, keeping her at least 500 feet from my property. But I wasn't done. I filed a civil lawsuit. Harassment. Emotional distress. Attempted illegal seizure. My lawyer said we had the cleanest case he'd seen in years. Linda's attorney took one look at the police report, the video footage from my security camera, and the testimony from a dozen neighbors who'd watched her escalate for months. He advised her to settle. The settlement paid off my F-250 completely, with enough left over to upgrade my security system. The HOA held an emergency meeting 2 days after her arrest. Unanimous vote. Linda removed as president. The new president, my neighbor, the retired Army colonel. First thing he did was review every single bylaw. Stripped out the vague nonsense Linda had used to weaponize the rules. Now, I park both trucks in my driveway without a single letter. I see Linda sometimes. She still lives 3 houses down. Leaves early in the morning. Comes home late. Doesn't make eye contact. And every time I wash my truck on a Saturday afternoon, I see her curtains move just slightly. She's watching, but she'll never say a word again. Sometimes the best revenge isn't what you do to someone. It's just knowing they can't touch you anymore.